I've got to believe that, now when we're working with athletes, and I know this because I presented at the TSAC conference for you probably 4 years ago, and I didn't really understand really the role until I got there, and I started to listen to what people did, and I started to really pay attention. I was like, okay, I'm not trying to get somebody faster or quicker to run a 40 or a shuttle or be better on the field. This is about survival. And tell me about that a little bit when you were over there in Iraq. Like, your training is now different. You have to put enough workload on these guys, but not so much that you're creating fatigue and exhausted aspects so they can't perform their duties, correct?
Correct. Like working in the special operations community, I found that they're very much like the sport athletes of wrestlers or MMA guys, in the aspect of they will beat themselves into the ground repeatedly to try to get better. And with the tactical side, it's the same thing, and my job is to more pull back on the reins and slow them down and make them actually start to get quality over quantity. And that's one of the big things that really hit home for me, is the aspect of, anybody can put, the Mel Sif quote, anybody, can beat down the hardiest of Marines, but it's I'm gonna mess up this quote.
No, that's all right.
Yeah. Anyways, anybody can beat down a soldier. Like anybody can put a program together to leave you in a puddle of sweat laying on the floor thinking that you're gonna vomit. It's a methodical way of putting that together to get the gains that you don't have to end up in that state.
Right, field versus real.
Right, exactly.
I had a good workout today, or I felt like I had a good workout today, versus am I going to be quicker? Is my impulse going to be greater? All those different things that we look at from a performance variable, are they there? Did we train them? And did we train them with optimal rest?
Right.
So when you're over there, did you have to break? I think, when I think of military training, I think of the long duration running and things like that, the cadence runs, everything like that. Is that still pretty popular, or is that something that is popular but now they're a little bit more interval based, or they're using a little more strength and conditioning?
The long distance running, if you're good at long distance, you're going to do long distance. If you're good at the bodybuilding type workouts, you're going to do that. And it's the culture of the military. Okay. You do your push-ups, sit-ups, and you run. And that's the culture. And essentially our job is to change that culture. So it starts with just trying to help them get better at what they're doing. And then as soon as you have that trust, then they allow you to build from that. And then they allow you control of your program, and then they start to see the benefits of stepping outside of what they're comfortable with, whether it's that long distance running, and that's when the culture starts to change. And it's just not going in and saying this is the way it needs to be. You got to educate them to understand the need for change. And once they get that, then you just break it down so it's simple for them, and then you can move into make sure they have successful attempts at it, and then once they see it in the real world environment, now you have that education cycle going.